Hey guys, so thank you for joining me this week. I know that last week I promised that I would put out multiple episodes over the weekend while I was here in Miami, but I do apologize for that. I have just been so busy. It has been absolutely insane. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Thank you for following me. It has been amazing. I love and enjoy talking to you every single week. And, I'm just so thankful for that. My heart is overwhelmed with so much love and so much joy. So thank you for following me along the journey. I want to continue to produce great content for you. So I'm going to continue to do that. The feedback, all of the love, the support, some of the criticism has all been amazing. It's really helping me mold this thing. And, yeah, we're on our way. That's all I'm going to say. So I am just having an amazing time here. I said that at the beginning, but you guys, I love Miami so much. I love the culture. I love the people. In all seriousness, this is probably one of the most beautiful places I think that I've ever been in my life. It is a melting pot of so many different cultures, and I love it. I feel at home here. I don't know if this will ever be home, though. That's the thing. I don't know. All of Florida is beautiful, but it's like, do I really want to move here? So I'm kind of torn, of what to do. So my mind is in a lot of different places right now, but I really think that this may be a home for me here. LA is where I wanted to go, but this may be home. I don't know. It just, something in my heart keeps telling me that, you know what, Parker, get out there and make that move. Because if you don't, you're still going to be at home, miserable, sad, upset, unhappy, uncomfortable, and I don't want that life. I just want to be free. Isn't that what we all want? I don't know, but let's get into the show. Thank you guys for listening to me. I'll talk to you soon. And remember to follow me online. I'll give you all that information at the end. Let's get into it. I'm excited. So I've recorded this entire podcast here in Miami, and it has been a dream come true. So I come here a lot, but I never record when I'm here. And I wanted to specifically record it here because I just want it to be inspired. And I will say that I am not disappointed. So I'm always talking about Miami. If you guys have never been, I am not in any way selling this to you, but maybe I am a little bit. But the culture here is just absolutely beautiful. Simply, that is the main reason that I come here. It's so diverse here. Everyone is doing their own thing. It's so unique. The spirit of love in the air. The food is amazing. The weather is great. Everyone is just excited and having a good time. I mean, it's just love everywhere. I don't understand how people come to Miami and say that they don't have a good time. Like, you must be sleeping at the airport, because the hotels here are packed with amenities, every single one of them. Even the airport is busy. Like, there's always something to do here. So I don't know how people come and have a bad time, but hey, to each its own. Not my call. I know I'm having a good time. I always do. But this time has been super fun. So I don't want to jinx it because I'm still here until tomorrow night. But I've had so much fun being here. I have loved every single moment from the time we landed up until now. It has just been a wonderful event. I am just so blessed beyond measure, and I'm happy to be here. So if I'm talking a little fast in the podcast, I do apologize for that. I speak so quickly. I think I'm so excited. You know, when you have so much in your head and you just have to get it out, that's where I am sometimes. And so I speak so quickly because I'm like, oh my God, this is how I talk to people in normal life. So anyone that knows me knows I talk fast. I can't help that because I get so excited, especially when I'm talking about something that I love. And of course, I love talking to you guys. So I do apologize. I'll try to get better with that, but it probably won't happen anytime soon. But yeah, if you guys have never been to Miami, come down to Miami. I'll probably be back in a few weeks. So if you want to come, let's plan a trip. Let's make like a whole thing out of it. I'm serious. I am serious. Let's have some fun. Miami is great. If you need information on where to book, how to book, send me a DM on my Instagram. Of course, that is going to be the Outspoken Millennial on Instagram, or you can actually follow us on Parktalkpodcast to just get more information. I'll be more than happy to share with you guys. You know, I'm all about sharing the wealth when it comes to vacations because you deserve to relax.
Two, three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
If you could go back in time, who would you be? Who would I be? Usually I go back in time as someone famous or a historical figure, but this time I did not want to do that. I wanted to speak from the heart, and so I would not want to go back in time as this person, but I would love to go back in time with the memories. And so I'm talking about my granny, Elizabeth Hunter, who was up in heaven watching down on us. So I love you, girl. I hope you're listening. But I just miss the times that I had with her, and I cherish them. I hold them really, really close to my heart. And whenever I talk about my grandmother, I always tell the story to everyone. And so it may seem corny to you, but to me it was great. And so when we were kids, we had a garden in our yard, and we had like tomatoes and cucumbers and some other things. We had this huge grape tree in our yard, and Granny would come during the summer to babysit us during the day because mom and dad worked. So while they were working, Granny would come to the house. She was retired from her job, which she was at for like ever. But yeah, she watched us me and my siblings, she watched us during the summer. And every morning we would go outside with Granny, and she would pick something out of the garden. So it would be some tomatoes, cucumbers. She loved cucumbers. And so she would go and she would pick them. We would pick them with her. We would go in, wash them, cut them, we'll skin them, and then she would put them in vinegar. She put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. So Granny was from Mount Airy, North Carolina. She was a little country southern girl. So, that was a normal thing for them. But we used to do that every single day. And then we would have tomatoes that we would cut up. And then she would always make us like the best sandwiches, like every single day. Like she would usually like cook us stuff. But we always had like a healthy balance of food, and we always drink water. And if we did good and we ate like we were supposed to, she always rewarded us with some type of snack, which is like a fruit that she had like sweetened or whatever. But it was just an amazing time. So I just cherished that memory with her. And I think that if I could go back to that moment as a little kid and just be able to sit down and just watch her, we loved her. I loved my granny when I was a kid. But it's like, as an adult, it's like, damn, I miss her so much and I wish she was here, So it's things like that I can go back. And I think that I was at an age then, maybe like 7, 8, 9, around that age, because I was outside playing in the dirt, so clearly I was young. Or I may have been old because I was just irresponsible as fuck. But yeah, I just remember that was when I really began to like have love and respect for people outside of my parents. Like I knew who everyone was, and I knew my granny, of course, like I love granny, but like I really understood what it was to have unconditional love with someone and someone to love you and just feel supported. And I just formed a bond with granny. Like I just loved her. Like we would watch her shows that used to come when we would eat our cucumbers like later in the day. And it was always so refreshing. It's like she always had like the right remedies for everything. So like we would be outside all day playing. We would be so hot, riding bikes, skateboards, like all day. We would come in at the end of the day and she would just unwind us. We would watch something really good on TV and she would teach us things and show us like different things, talk about her life in the past. And then we would watch the shows that she liked. And it was just really great. But we would eat like, the cucumbers and the tomatoes that she had picked earlier in the garden. So it was just a really great time. It was like you looked forward to it, amongst many different things. And like, okay, so she's from Mount Airy. And so I remember we were kids and we went there to visit her. And if anybody knows anything about Mount Airy, it is like dead out there. It's nothing, excuse me, let me clear up my vernacular. There is nothing out there. And so she lives on this mountain and it's pretty steep. And in her backyard, like it was very small. Like you couldn't do much of anything. You step like 5 steps and you would be like down. So needless to say, that's what happened. Okay. We were riding bikes. All of us were riding bikes, me and all of my cousins from North Carolina. We were having so much fun. We're riding bikes. They were like, slow down. What happens? At the bottom of the hill, we had just heard the story about one of my cousins doing that. And then what happened? I did the exact same damn thing. Rolled down the hill, the worst experience of my childhood. I'm still fucked up. That's why I talk like this now. That's no excuse. I'm just lazy. But no, it was just things like that. But like we used to have like all of the family would get together. And so Granny had this basement. But it was decked out. It was really big, and it had like rooms down there, but like downstairs, well, it was kind of finished but unfinished. It was weird. I can't explain it. I was a kid, so my memory's not that great. But what I do remember is that we used to have these dance competitions, and so all of the family from Mount Airy would be there, and then some of us from Virginia would be there. We would go down, and everyone would just be in the basement. The adults would be like drinking beer, and like the kids, we would just be eating so much candy and snacks and running around, and like the adults were just having their own fun, so we just did whatever we wanted to as kids. It was the best time ever. But like we would all come together and we would play music, and so it would either be like Eric Clapton or something. Like it was always something fun, like not anything really too modern. We did that one time and had a dance competition. By the way, I won that. Okay, I was killing it with the Tootsie Roll. Okay, if y'all don't know about the Tootsie Roll, let me tell you, I feel like I invented that even though I didn't. Who wants the challenge? Can we get a Tootsie Roll challenge going? I don't know about my legs at this age, but you know what? I'm going to do my best. I'm gonna take you back. I'm going to take you back to that time. But no, we had so much fun there. Excuse the horn. I'm like literally recording in the window because the sun is amazing here in Miami. And like, I'm so excited to talk to you while I'm looking out and watching the people walk. So sorry. But yeah, like we would all come together, listen to music and just dance and just laugh, and we would just have so much fun. And then we would always have like new people that would come. So we would always meet like extended family members, get introduced to people. It was an incredible time. The nostalgia. Granny always cooked an incredible meal all the time. Like the food was so amazing. That was the highlight of everything. After all of the fun and all of the dancing, it was like dinner was ready, and we would all go upstairs, and she had this really nice table that she extended out, and everyone would sit there. Well, the adults would sit at the big table, and the kids, we would sit at the little kids' table. Discrimination, kidism. It started at an early age, I guess. But no, it was just so much fun. And like the food was so good, and it just filled your soul. And then after that, it was so many of us in Granny's house. Now, her house wasn't that big. It was a rancher style house. Maybe like 2 or 3 bedrooms, maybe. But it was like 9 or 10 of us in there, packed tight. But we had so much fun, and we would get up the next morning and have breakfast, and like the adults would be drinking coffee. And as kids, we couldn't drink coffee, but when we were at Granny's house, we could drink coffee because Granny was like, get them kids some coffee. That's not her voice, but she knows. She was so light and tender, but like she's like, get the kids coffee. So we would always just drink our coffee. Like that was our thing. At Granny's house, we could do anything. We didn't even get disciplined by our parents there. So that's why we were so bad. We love Granny's house. Like she let us do anything. Don't you just love grandmothers? Aren't they everything? For those of us that are blessed enough to still have our grandmothers, like cherish them. I have so many memories I could talk about with my granny. Like it goes on and on, even into my adulthood, until she passed away. Like to know her was to love her. Like I'm telling you, I'm missing her right now. And I just wanted to maybe just give my own little memorial speech in memoriam. I don't know. How do you say that? Damn. I'm trying to give a speech and I can't even talk. This is fucked up. Unacceptable. But you get what I'm saying. I miss my granny. And so this is my message to you. And I hope that you are hearing it all the way up there in heaven. And I love you. And we all miss you. And we'll see you one day. Bye-bye. As you may know, Park Talk Podcast is a new concept that I created for people just like you. I'm looking to grow the platform here and expanding it by going into voiceover commercial work. So if you or someone you know has a business that's looking for advertising and would love to be a part of an up-and-coming podcast, then please email me for details at parktalkpodcast@outlook.com. So before I get started, guys, I just wanted to say that this next segment is in no way intended to offend anyone. This is an accurate portrayal of my life. I am who I am. I like what I like. I never really discuss it, but today I am. And so if you are sensitive to maybe same-sex relationships or things of that nature, then maybe this will not be the next segment for you. So you can completely fast forward through it. I'm not offended. It's all right. I'll get you in the next segment. I'll talk to you soon. But for those that do want to listen, let's get into it. My type. So having a type could be very simple or it could be very multifaceted and complex. I like to keep it as simple as possible. And so when I think about my type, I think about a younger me versus me now. And the older I get, I have opened that scope up. initially when I was a little bit younger, like most of us, I feel like we're the same when we're younger. You think you have a type. And so I initially, I like skaters, and then I switched that type to like thugs. And I just found that honestly, it felt great, but I was not happy. I just felt I was contained. I could not be myself, and I did not like that. And so I just kept repeating the same cycle over and over and over because I felt like this is what I wanted. But when I looked back, and once I look back now, and when I had a reflective point in my life earlier than when things started to change, I thought it was the right thing to do. But going through that checklist, I did not feel like anything was being checked off. So the emotional support, the physical support, the wanting to be with me, looking for a future with me, maybe building a family, the possibilities of building a business together, like none of those things were entertained or explored. And I think about having a partner, and I would want a partner that would want to grow with me, someone that would want to be prosperous in life, and we build great things together, because I feel like that's what a marriage should be if it ever got to that point. And so when I knew that I was in situations with people that there would not even be a possibility of any of those things, I had to just sit back and I had to think about, okay, do you want to limit yourself to this and be unhappy for the rest of your life? Or do you really want to open your eyes and see what's going on? And so what really helped, what was the icebreaker for me, is I was in a relationship for 5 years, but after that relationship ended, it was so abrupt and so horrible that it just really changed my outlook on everything. And I think that because I was so attracted to that one type, it put me in a box. And once that relationship was over, now I just didn't go wild and just started having sex with people, because that did not happen. But what I did to sort of help me is I started just going on dates, like dinner dates to the park, wherever, Starbucks, just for coffee in the morning, just anywhere that I could go just meet people and just have conversations with them, I think really helped mold me. And it also helped me with like my social anxiety, and it also helped me with my social skills, I believe. I'm typically very introverted, and so that really helped me become extroverted. It's made me more confident, so I'm able to look at people in their eyes when I'm talking to them, and I'm really able to engage and make conversations productive. And so meeting with so many different people, it kind of forces you, it breaks the shell. You have no choice, but to be assertive and to be assured of who you are. So it really helped me. And so I was going on dates. And so when I tell you, I was going on dates with all different types of guys, like bodybuilders to like CEOs. I was going out with like super religious dudes, like dudes that were in politics. Dudes that like sold weed. Any type of guy you can think of, like, wow, business owners. I was just going on dates with all different types of guys. I didn't care. I was just like, okay, let me get to know, because I feel like I need to really open my eyes and see what's going on, because if I want to stay limited, then this is what you're going to get. You're going to be unhappy. You're going to die alone. And I don't want that. Not saying that I need somebody to complete my life, but if there is a possibility that it could happen, then why should I limit that, or why should I stop that? I have had people around me, my family, and they are all in love with each other. I look at examples like parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever, and everyone's happy. But the type of life and love that they have chosen is not really the ideal thing for me. And it's not saying all of them, but it's, we're a traditional family, and so I didn't want to be that. I didn't want a traditional life, and I didn't want a traditional partner. Like, I just felt like it would not make me happy. And am I doing it to please everyone else around me? Or am I doing it to make me happy? And I wanted to be happy. I feel like I deserve that. And so when I was going on dates with all these guys, God, I sound like a slut. Damn, I'm a slut. Not really, not physically. I didn't have sex with any of these people, but I was just going on dates. I was being cute. I was looking great. After the relationship, like I lost maybe 40 pounds. And so I was looking good. I was feeling great. And so I just wanted to get to know what was out there, what options were available for me. And I will say some of those dates were creepy as hell. They were creepy. They were creepy. Okay. People are fucking weird. But then some of those dates were great. And some of those people, I knew that there would never be anything outside of it. And I'm friends with them now. So it all worked out in my favor. We kind of go through that trial and error kind of thing. And I went through that with dating. Now, I'm not advising you to go out there and do that. But if you want to do that, you know what I'm saying? Just go get you a new wardrobe and just go on dates. It's fun. Dating is fun. Why should dating be limited? Why does it always have to be a romantic thing? Why can't you just go on dates? Just go on dates. Go on dates. What's wrong with that? Now, if you're married, don't be taking your ass on no dates. See, I'm not encouraging none of that bullshit, okay? So don't get my words twisted. But if you are single and you don't mind going on dates with other single people, then go on dates. I'm just saying. It's fun. It's the summertime. We don't have to wear a mask anymore. Just make sure the person is vaccinated if you're going to go on a lot of dates. I mean, damn, don't be nasty. You can't go on dates and get COVID. Like the two just... The two just don't go together, okay? So no, like that's what I went on the dates and audition, but during the process, I really got to just learn the art of like conversation, and I feel like sometimes with like social media, over the last 10 years has been crazy. It's really taken off, so it's sort of minimized the art of conversation. But during the dates, I'm able to talk, and I'm getting to learn, and I'm sharing information about myself, and really cleaning up things that I feel like I should and should not disclose with people. It's really helped me a lot. It's character-wise, it's really helped me out a lot. Personally, intellectually, it's really done a lot for me. So going on the dates has really was an incredible thing for me. But during that moment, I discovered that, I really don't have a type at this point. Like I am attracted to all different types of guys. All different types of guys. Like, I mean, it's pretty wide ranged now at this point. But I think that comes with age. I think it comes with those experiences. I definitely think it comes from the dating. But it also just happens to be the love that I have for people. And I was able to get that love after this relationship because I fell back in love with myself. And when I fell in love with myself, I'm just like, you know what? Now I know what it would be like to actually give real love, genuine love to someone else. And I feel like if I'm giving that, then I'm getting that back. And that's honestly all I want. Of course, with the other things, like you want to build a feud, you want to have a great, relationship, you want everything will not be apples and oranges, of course, but you still want to have a good relationship. You want somebody that's going to motivate you, that's going to do great things. You want them to be motivated. You want to be there for them, to support them. You want to love their family. You want them to love yours. So there's so many other things, but for the most part, you want love. And I feel like that should not be limited due to someone's physical traits or how much money they have in the bank. I feel like those things are ridiculous. And for people that do things like that, kudos to you. I'm clapping my hands for you. But honestly, you a shallow ass bitch, and I'm going to just be real. Get mad. Just saying. Now, physicality is important. So you don't want to be dating a box of rocks. Like you don't want somebody that just, looks like their face got ran over by a big bus, But if you're into that, I'm not mad. I ain't judging. You just like flat ass faces, and that's cool. But that's why I have a type. Psych. No, I have many types. But no, honestly, like if I layer it down, I'm attracted to all types. But what really catches my eye, I think, in anyone is like power. And that could be from anyone. I don't care. But if it's the way that someone actually looks on top of other things, then I like... Gosh, I just the list is so long. Like, but if I had to narrow it down to like what I'm physically most attracted to, and trust me, just because you look like that doesn't mean you're going to get any of my business. Okay, you need to come with a little bit more. You need to come with brains. You need to come with a big heart, because I don't have time for no bullshit. Some of those really attractive ones are the most trifling ones. Don't y'all know that? We know that, but damn, they be looking so good. See, I'm going back to my old ways. I'm trying to get better. I told you I'm a work in progress. Bear with me, okay? But no, physically, wow, that car is really loud. Why are you speeding through the streets of Miami, sir? But no, like if I had to think physically, my top three, definitely number one, I like tans and I love beards. That's my thing. I love it. I love a nice olive tan. I love nice dark beards where it's trimmed. It's nice. It's beautiful. Thick eyebrows. You can even be bald. I'm okay with that. But you know what? I do like it if you have hair. Jet black. I think that is so hot. I'm telling you. Like, I don't know. I'm not even going to say this man's name, but I was thinking, well, maybe like a French Montana, because I think he's so lit to me. It's so lit, so lit. But you don't have to agree, okay? Because this is my opinion. So you can kiss my ass if you don't like it, okay? But I love him. And then I like, physically, second would be more of like that grunge, fun, wild kind of look. So I think about like Diplo, who is like my, woo. Anybody knows me knows I love Diplo. Let me tell you. Diplo, I need to be respectful. Now I'm being trifling. Okay. In no way am I trying to be disrespectful, but I do think Diplo is very attractive. He's my type. Like him, Macklemore, like that type. Yep. Third would be like really tall, like power, like strong, like 6'4", 6'5", big, muscular. Like I like that sort of look. I mean, you don't have to have like a huge ab. You can have a little bit of a dad bod as long as you got a nice chest and some arms. Like, now I'm not talking about like a Jason Momoa. Now I know y'all think he is fine. I think he's an attractive guy, but he is too big for me. Okay, that is way too. Look at him. First of all, okay, I don't have a vagina, so you can't get crazy with me. Okay, you can't wreck me like that. So I'm gonna X that off the list. Right? Wrong. No, we ain't doing that. No, sorry. Next. Swipe left. The fuck? But if I have to think about it, I would think about like a, gosh, I don't know. There are just so many people. I wouldn't want to like point one person out in particular, but I think like, I don't want to say anyone that's married either because that's disrespectful. I think about like, like the Game, like him. I think he's pretty hot. I think he's hot. He's definitely daddy. Not my daddy, somebody's daddy. A lot of women's daddy because he's not like that. So don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. So don't twist my words, okay? But like, yeah, those are generally my type. I mean, but I'm open to all different types. Like I said, like it's not all about the physicality, and that doesn't mean that one looks better or uglier than the other. I mean, I don't know. I don't discriminate. That's all I'm going to say. I just love all types. And I don't feel like I should have to be boxed when it comes to something like that. And I honestly feel that has put me in a place where I'm at now with, excuse me for clearing my throat again, because I'm dry throat. But it's really put me in a place now of like, just, I'm good where I'm at. That's all I'm going to say. And me opening my type and opening my eyes has really helped me be happy. That's all I can say. I feel like I'm giving my business away, but I'm not going to. But it's got me to where I am now. And let's just say Parker's good. That's it. So what's your type? Do you have a type? Do you not have a type? Do you think you should have a type? Or do you feel like maybe you shouldn't have a type? Are you single? Are you on the fence? That's the thing. Take my idea about going on all the dates. You don't have to do it all at once. So I'm not saying go on a date with a new man every night. Like, don't be a hoe, okay? Like, be a slut. It's a little more classier. You can space it out. So not every day, but every other day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to hook you up, girl. I'm trying to protect, and guys, I'm trying to protect y'all reputations. Sirs, especially the guys. Guys are terrible. Y'all know how we are. We don't give a damn. We go on 3 dates a night. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. I'm telling y'all to stop doing that. Okay? Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but y'all know we trifling. We trifling as hell. Damn. Well, I'm not going on dates now. That's all I'm going to say. Well, thank you guys for listening. I'd love to know, what is your type? What's your sign? Scorpio, Capricorn, Virgo, Gemini, Leo. What do you dream of? At the beginning of the week, Mercury in Taurus sextiles Venus in Pisces, implying a whimsical romance. With these two in harmony, the collective mind is peaceful and harmonious. Conversations will highlight the beauty of spring, art, and where romance may even lead. The language of love will seep into everyone's conversations, but lean into sensible Taurus energy so the fantastical Pisces does not become overly idealistic. To learn and read more about your horoscope, log on right now to astrology.com. Conserve that energy. So if you're like me, you give. That could be your support mentally, emotionally, resources, your knowledge, your business network relationships. You just give, you do it out of the kindness of your heart and you don't think twice about it. But it just gets to a point where you're tired of giving. It gets old. It gets very tiring. We are all so busy. So giving sometimes can be a lot. And I know you're probably thinking like, hey, you should just cut these people off. It's not that serious. But to me, it is serious because these people could be very good friends. They could be business partners. They could even be family. We know how family can be sometimes. But you want the best for these people and you do believe in them and, you do respect them on some sort of level. So excommunicating them may not be the right answer sometimes. Sometimes it's getting on their level and meeting them exactly where they are. And so one thing that, and I'm not going to make this long and drawn out, I'm going to get directly to the point. So I'm going to go into a previous example. So a few months ago, I reached out to someone when I was first starting the website. So I reached out to them and I'm like, hey, I would love to have your input on the website. You're doing some incredible things. I'm so proud and honored of what you're doing. I would just really love to have you on the website and just share some information, do some vocal readings for me on the site. And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll get back to you. I got nothing, not a damn thing. I've reached back out to them again, just as a courtesy, like, hey, I'm getting ready to launch in a few days. Where are we with this? Nothing. They read the message, though. That's the beauty of having an iPhone, because some people will say, oh, I didn't get that message. Yes, the fuck you did. You definitely got that message. You got it 6 weeks ago, and you've read this shit. That's so disrespectful, and didn't even respond. And so what I did in that situation was when they reached out to me, I intentionally waited 24 hours. Now, I'm petty because I'm a Scorpio to the core. My birthday is 11/11. So I went down deep with this one. I'm just kidding. But no, it wasn't malicious. So I don't want you guys to be malicious or rude. Like, definitely that's not the approach to take. I mean, you still want to keep positive energy and a positive vibe, but sometimes people need to be taught a lesson. That just goes without having to say it. And I feel like the actions, as actions speak louder than words, as people say, like, I feel like the actions are more impactful than you being rude or abrasive or cussing someone out. But nobody has time for that. You have to meet people because they could have been doing this to people forever. Maybe they don't know what they're doing. But sometimes you just put your foot down and let them know, hey, you might do this with everyone else, but you will not do that with me. I don't care what other relationships you have with other people, but our relationship won't go that way. Because I can remove myself from your life and you can 100% remove yourself from my family included. I don't give a damn. Nobody's off limits, like I said. And so what I did with that is I answered that when the friend reached out to me, I responded back to them with the question. I needed them to do something. I completely ignored everything that they asked me. Like I didn't even read it. I went right back into what I asked them and they reached out like a month and a half afterwards. But I was like, okay, you read my message a month and a half ago. You didn't respond to it, and now you need me to do something for you. So this is what we are doing right now. Okay. So I recapped to get on those vocals a month and a half later. Oh, the site's up. It's doing okay. We're doing wonderful. I never got those vocals from you. When do you think you can get those to me? It went from having an answer a month and a half later to having a response back within 5 minutes. So they knew what they did, and they know what they did was wrong. Yeah, you dropped the ball. It's okay. I'm not mad at you, but I'm going to let you know, like, that's not fair. We will not have that one-way sort of friendship or relationship. It just doesn't go that way. It does not go that way. Like I feel like you make, vows or obligations to people that you really care about without having to say it. It's just a genuine and a mutual respect. So it's like, wow, you're this great person. And I get it. We're all busy. You have your life. You have kids. You're married. You're traveling. We are all busy. We're all busy. But, you have to make time for things that, you need to make time for. And don't, say one thing and don't obligate yourself to doing something or saying you're going to do something for someone and then you don't do it. That's fucked up. Like, why waste your energy or why waste that person's time, And so that was my response. And what I needed from them, I got it. And then I ended up getting back to them, later. So I dragged my feet with that just like they dragged their feet. But now, even though it's only been a few weeks, anything I need from them, I know I get it at the drop of a dime. Quick, that was me snapping my fingers just in case you wanted to know. So that's it. Meet them on their level in any aspect. Don't be afraid and don't feel bad for doing that with people, because if you don't teach them, they're going to continue to do the same thing. And I feel like if you allow certain behaviors to linger on, that's when it causes hate, resentment. Like, who has time for that? If you really care about the person, you can either sit down and have a direct conversation with them. It's to each its own. You can do whatever you choose. But some people, you can't do that, because you can tell them everything and they will never listen. It'll go through one ear and out the other. So like I said, it's in the actions. Teach them, get on their level. So it's like, okay, you needed this contact, you needed this information, you needed this, you needed me to do this. You needed me to speak at your event, but then I needed you to do this and you couldn't help me out. Okay, fine. I'm not available for your event. But meet them on their level. I honestly will tell you this, hands up, I'm not lying. It works every time. So you have to do it. You have to stand up. You cannot be afraid about it, because if you're weak and you're timid, then some people, they're manipulators. So they like to control those types of situations with, oh, my life is so bad. My cat died. My grandma got ran over by a bus. Like, you know what? I don't give a damn about your grandma. Sorry. No, don't say that. Let me take that back. Fuck that. That is so disrespectful. So I didn't mean to say that. So no, rest in peace, whoever's grandma. I just talked about my grandma. I'm talking about somebody else's grandma. This is sad. But you get what I'm saying. You get my gist. Like, just meet them at their level. And I guarantee you doing things like that just to show them that I'm not playing with you. I love you, but we're not going to do this. You want to be my friend? Then these are the boundaries. These are the guidelines. That's it. It's a two-way street. Communication is everything. Respect is everything. And it is certainly earned and not given. All right. Thank you guys for listening. So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with labels. I do feel like loyalty is everything. And I'm not a fashion expert, but I have styled a few people. So I've been around a little bit enough to know a little bit about fashion and style. But there's nothing wrong with a label either. I love labels. But, mixing the same thing, and I mean the print. You think about like something as simple as a Gucci, because that is probably one of the most recognizable logos and one of the most recognizable patterns in fashion. Period. Everyone knows Gucci. But you think about someone with a Gucci hat, Gucci shirt, Gucci pants, Gucci belt, Gucci shoes, Gucci bag, Gucci wallet. Like, it just gets to a point where you look like Christmas wrap. It's no longer a story. Fashion should always be a story. It's expressive. It's a reflection of who you are. Now, if you're getting paid to wear these labels, and yeah, go ahead and wear them. Wear them. I'm not mad at you. Get your check. I'm not mad. But realistically speaking, are you doing this for something that makes you feel good, or you just doing it for a check? Because what if you're on the street? Now, there's some brands and that are designers that are incredible. And so, you think about this, their line, their collections are pretty expansive, and not saying that the higher end labels are not with the logos on them. But I just feel like, if you're going to do that, do something that makes sense where it's not so visible. You can wear something simple. Zara, they don't put logos outside of their stuff. I know that's a completely different scale when we talk about like Gucci or Versace, of course. But my thing, the reason that I reference that is because, they're expansive, and you're not seeing Zara slaps on everything. You're seeing different styles, designs, varieties. So your opportunities are endless when it comes to building ensembles. It's more flexibility than wearing everything with the same logo. Like, it just looks ridiculous. And it's not a judgment. It's just my opinion, my observation, and I don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people love it. So, hey, if you like it, then congratulations. But to me, it's nothing wrong with wearing labels, but mixing them up, having a little fun. Like, why can't you wear a Versace belt with a Gucci shirt? And then pair it with something that's great. Why can't you wear some Louboutins with, something from Hermes? Like, it doesn't matter. Balmain, who's an incredible designer. Speaking of that, side note, I absolutely love what Balmain does. I love what they represent. I love their colors. I love the versatility. I love the diversity in that collection. It's so amazing. Like, I really, really like Balmain now that I think about it. So I don't want to compare that because I feel like that line is pretty dope. And you don't really see that name slapped on everything. Now, some people wear Balmain and they only want to wear the labels because the name is on there. But 9 times out of 10, you're not getting paid to do those endorsements. So what are you doing it for? To make yourself feel a little bit better, to get more clout? Like, I don't feel like it's that. Fashion is something that should always be taken lightly. Not too seriously. Unless you're walking on a runway or you're a designer, then yeah, of course. Fuck yeah, of course you got to worry about those things. But if you're not, then what are you doing all of that for? You're packing on a bunch of shit that you don't need. Makes no sense to me, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong or am I wrong? I'm sorry, I just shut the door, guys. I'm trying to record in a really quiet space, and so I'm walking around with my phone, and it's just weird, fun situation. But yeah, so what do you think? What do you think about that? I love nothing more than seeing an ensemble that makes sense to me. And that doesn't mean that it has to be color coordinated or it has to be matched. I'm not meaning that. I'm not saying that. In no way is that what I'm trying to get at. But what I am saying is that when I see these people that don't even look comfortable wearing the things that they're wearing, like, what's the point? What are you trying to accomplish with what you're doing? Are you trying to throw it in people's faces that you have money? And there's nothing wrong for that, but do you work hard for that to just make yourself feel like you're better than everybody else? Because then what you're doing is not being done for the right reasons, and that's a completely different conversation, and I'm not having that today. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. But it's tired, it's played out, it's getting old. So many people are doing it. Every time I log on to Instagram, people are doing the same shit. Label, label, label from head to toe, print, 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 print. And it's like, you know what? I get it, but it's not even like the labels or the logos that you're wearing. It's not even like it fucking makes sense together. Fashion doesn't have to make sense, but in a way it does. Period. Period. That's it. It's multifaceted, it's fun, but it also needs to tell a story. And I feel like so many people are losing that because it's like, oh, I just want to be seen in this. And I want to be seen in this label. And I want to let you know that I am exquisite and I am elite. And I only buy this label for what? For what? What's the point of you spending all of that? And then the rest of your life is fucked up. Like, what are you getting at by doing these things? So build ensembles, and I'm not saying don't spend your money because those designers definitely need your money and the shit looks amazing, but build shit that looks good, allow your story. I'm telling you, authenticity is everything. And no matter how many labels you buy, no matter how much money you spend on the pieces that you're putting together, if you cannot coordinate it and own that while you have that shit on, then there's no point of it. You just wasted thousands of dollars, thousands of fucking dollars on something that makes you look even worse than what you did before. Like, help me understand where it makes sense here. Fashion is expressive, so be expressive. Be expressive. Don't have limits. Wear your labels, but do it the right way. Now, like I said, if you're getting endorsed by a label, then of course, wear all the damn print you need to wear. But if you're not, like, what are you doing it for? You want to be more elite. There's nothing elite about just, oh, I'm just wearing this and this and this and the Gucci this and Gucci that and Gucci. Like, what are you getting at? What are you getting at with that? Somebody like me who knows fashion, who studied fashion, this is a big part of my life. I'm never impressed by that shit. What are you saying? I look at that shit, people like me, and there are a lot of people that are like that. We have our own style, but we know the game. We know what's going on. So many people are hip to fashion right now, and like they're really testing the boundaries. So when they see people that are out there doing shit like that, matchy head to toe, no. And it's so funny and it's so ironic because most of American fashion is inspired by European fashion, and they are not in the box at all. They love to test their limits. They love to think outside of the box. They love to build and piece things together that are fucking incredible. European fashion, outside of like Japanese and Chinese Asian fashion, like European fashion is like on my top, in my top tier. Because they really tested limits and everything looks amazing. It's incredible. It has inspired movements. You think about the 80s movement, like, come on now. Some of the stuff we mixed in with like the slouch socks and shit like that, but all of that lace and, man, come on now. The straight up European fashion, that shit was dope. And everybody looked sexy. Damn, that's a loud car. It's fucking 1 a.m. and these people are still out here speeding in the streets of Miami. This is really unacceptable. I'm about to go back outside, guys, so I'm about to wrap this up because I want to go out. I'm ready to party, okay? I'm ready to go back out. I just got back in and I had to talk to you guys because I was thinking about this when I was out. I was smoking some hookah. It was an amazing time. But yeah, like stop adding on the label. Stop layering it. It's stupid. It doesn't look good. It makes you look cheap. It makes you look like you're not thinking about it. You're just putting on shit. Don't ever let your clothes wear you. I remember my great grandma Lillian. Oh my God, rest in peace. She always used to say, like, all the time, like, those labels don't make you, like, you don't wear the clothes. Like, the clothes don't wear you. You wear the clothes. Like, period. I'm sorry. I had to get my statement out. And I know it's something that you all have heard before, but she used to say it, and that was probably one of the most stylish women I know, besides my mom. You know? I know plenty of stylish women, but my influences growing up, I'm telling you, fashion, what made me fall in love with fashion, my great grandma Lillian and my mom. Like, I'm telling you, my mom still to this day, she brings it out cute. But my grandma Lillian, when she was like my great grandmother, she was freaking incredible. And my grandmother, who is her daughter, still alive, but she's still in her 80s, kicking it fashionable as hell. Like, that's something that to me resonated. And sometimes she wore labels and sometimes she wore other things that you didn't know, but she always looked like $1,000,000. She always looked beautiful. She was always complimented on how wonderful she looked. And I kept that. I took that with me my entire life. I did it my own way, of course. But style is supposed to be fun. Back to my point, explorative. So stop getting so boxed and trying to be a fashion Instagram star by wearing the same shit matchy from head to toe. That gets boring. What the fuck kind of voice was that? I don't know what just happened to me. Weird. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. What do you guys think about that? Am I wrong? Am I going too hard on this? I don't know. Am I complaining? Am I being a bitch? Bitch! I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your feedback. Gracias por escucharme. It has been so much fun talking to you guys today. I'm hoping that you had a few laughs and a little bit of fun, maybe learned a little bit and had some great takeaways. And if you didn't, that's okay. Just come back and listen next week. But stay updated with me, guys. Follow me on my Instagram at theoutspokenmillennial, or you can follow us directly at Parktalkpodcast on Instagram. If there are any other further questions as far as bookings, then you can send me an email at parktalkpodcast@outlook.com. I can't wait to talk to you guys again next week. I hope that your weekend is going to be so fun. I can't wait to see what you guys are posting. And I love you guys. And enjoy. Adios.